Okay, I'm on what I hope is going to be one of the last welding stages of this build. So what I have is a bunch of these angle brackets, angle iron that is cut. I also have 4-foot sections of rebar cut. And so what this will be kind of like this. And then one down the center up here, and that will all be for stability. These will be what is mounted onto those legs of the main base. So I'm going to start welding this up. Okay, that so far is what I've ended up with. One on the ground. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, which is 1/4-inch rod, and that will be welded on something like that as a strut to just rigidize it all. But that's for another time. Some of those welds are better than others. Some of those welds are kind of the shits. But that's it. They are done. So now those gussets will help to rigidize these. They're super lightweight and will probably virtually disappear into the grass. I'm going to paint them black for sure, but I might also do like some camo on them, some greens and some browns, just to help hide them a little bit more. But that's where we're at right now. That's what I'm using at the business end of the 4-bar levers. That is an approximately 2 feet piece of 3/4-inch conduit, metal conduit, type that you use in electrical applications. I tried cheaping out and using PVC, but even a 2-inch piece of 3/4-inch PVC had way too much flex on it. So I went to this. And then the upright section of the 4-bar, to which the main body of the which will be attached, is going to be the remaining piece of PVC. It's almost 5 feet tall, so that should be good. I am not sure if this is going to work as a long-term solution. I'm going to get it set up so that it can actually function and put it through some tests. And then I think once the snow melts, I'm going to take it outside and run it for the good chunk of an afternoon and see what kind of stress is put on at the well, across the whole thing, but especially around the points that have been drilled out. If there's too much stress, I will probably switch this out for something a little bit more robust. Maybe square steel tubing. Maybe square aluminum stock. We'll have to see. Okay, I'm taking a page out of Yard Haunter 5, Steve book, because one thing I really admire about Steve is that he shows you the process that he goes through when he's building this equipment, these props. He tries something. If it doesn't work, he shows you that it doesn't work, and then he shows you the solution that he came up with. So, Steve, this one's for you. So, the original design that I had was not working for these. And the reason is that there was just way too much flex in this. Way too much. In fact, so much so that I don't think I would have even been able to run it without it tearing itself apart almost immediately. So what I've done, and this may change as well, this design may change as well, but what I've done is I've got a piece of 2x2, and I've ripped it down so it fits snugly in between these pieces. So 1¼ inch by 1¼ inch. So that fits very nice in between these. It is then screwed in along there. I've also centered this down here a little better. Why did I choose to go to wood, and where may I go from here? Part of the reason I went with wood instead of something like steel is I took a piece of steel that was maybe 12 inches long, 14 inches long, and I weighed it against a 4-foot section of 2x2, and they were virtually the same weight. Weight is what will determine almost anything in these mechanisms. How much are you trying to lift? How much are you trying to move? Your cylinder then has to have a large enough bore to be able to do that easily. I feel very confident that the cylinder will be able to lift this as it sits right now easily. If I built this out of 3/4 inch steel, don't know if it would. That being said, I may actually turn around and build this out of 3/4 inch aluminum square stock. But what I want to do is I want to try this first. I still think that this is the lightest solution for what I'm trying to do. I don't know if I would get the flex out of the square aluminum stock. Right now, if I take you to this point and I move this, there's not a lot of flex there, and if you can see down there, you see that there's a little bit of flex. Without that wood bracing in the center, I would be able to almost put this down over onto its side. I am not sure if aluminum stock would give me that same rigidity. I have a feeling it would flex as well. So then, where are my weak points in this? My weak points are down here and right there, and I think that I may be able to combat that weakness by using this 3/4 inch steel, bolted in there, and then bolted in to here. It's not adding weight, any significant amount of weight, but it is adding strength. So right now, all I'm going to do is just run it, make sure it works, and then once the spring hits, we get a little bit of thaw, I'll take this and set it up in the backyard and run it for an hour, up, down, all around, just to see what the end result is. Does it continue to function? Have I got any cracks? Have I got any stress points? That type of thing. So that's where we're at right now. First test, 50 psi. I cannot extend it all the way because it will end up poking a hole in my garage ceiling. I have, I believe they are 10-foot ceilings in my garage. So the top of this head is going to be somewhere in the range of about 12 feet in the air. 50 psi, it's lifting it extremely easily. I could probably drop it down to about 40, but I don't want to. I want to leave it up here at about 50. Very happy with first test.